The time of Elul was a time to speak about tshuva, and there was a Yid who became a Baal tshuva, and then he called all his friends. He had a little party. He was trying to persuade and convince his friends that this is the right path. He's talking to them about Torah and about mitzvahs. Then he went to the kitchen, and he brought some food. He brought a watermelon, went back to the kitchen to bring some more food, and the friends started arguing, what is the appropriate bracha for the watermelon? They said, after all, we're probably here because he wants us to say blessings for the food. So what do you know what the appropriate blessing is for the watermelon? And one of the guys said, I think it's Boire Priya Adama. The other guy said, no, I think it's a fruit, so you have to say Boire Priya Etz. But then the third guy said, no, it's Shehakol Niyah B'Dvaro. You have to say Shehakol for it. The Baal Tshuva comes back from the kitchen and he says, no, actually it's Boire Priya Adama, but why are you so convinced that it's Shehakol Niyah B'Dvaro? You said it with such confidence. And his friend told him, I'll explain to you why. I was in the Israeli army in the war, 1973, Yom Kippur War. And suddenly at one point we were surrounded by enemy tanks. It really looked bad. And then the commander said, the radio, we got to do something. We have to pray. Does anyone know any prayer, any blessing, anything that can help us here? We were all secular, but I said, I remember when I used to go to my grandfather, he used to give me a little piece of chocolate that he used to say the blessing, Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam shehakol niyah b'dvaro, and that's the only blessing that I knew. So the commander said, so you say it, and we will fire the shell. And that's what happened. I yelled on the radio, Baruch Atah Hashem shehakol niyah b'dvaro. We shot, and it worked. The enemy tank exploded. And the commander said again, now that we know it works, everybody must say this out loud, and we will keep on going, shooting all the shooting all the enemy tanks. Maybe this will work, and that's what we did. We kept firing, and it worked. Each of the enemy tanks were exploded, went up in fires, and we couldn't believe it. And then the enemies... And it worked. All the enemy tanks exploded. We kept firing and it worked. And they retreated. We were saved. So now I ask you, if Shehakol Niyah B'Dvaro is so powerful and it works for an Egyptian tank, don't you think it's going to work for a watermelon? Shehakol Niyah B'Dvaro, everything was created according to Baruch Hu's word.